It is possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skill. We couldn't give up on an idea that we thought was so feasible. The desire to fly is an idea handed down to us by our ancestors who looked enviously on the birds soaring freely through space, on the infinite highway of the air. The only way to learn the rules of flying is to fly. More than anything else, the sensation is one of perfect peace mingled with an excitement that strains every nerve to the utmost. If you can conceive of such a combination, the airplane stays up because it doesn't have the time to fall. If birds can glide for long periods of time, then why can't I? I confess that in 1901, I said to my brother Orville that man would not fly for 50 years. We were lucky enough to grow up in an environment where there was always much encouragement to children to pursue intellectual interests, to investigate whatever aroused curiosity. To invent an airplane is nothing. To build one is something. But to fly is everything. If we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, then there would be little hope for advance. The greatest thing in our favor was growing up in a family where there was always much encouragement to intellectual curiosity. No bird soars in a calm. The world is bewitched by big names. It is well to think of the many men who were giving their lives to the advancement of aeronautics. I have often been asked how we made out in the development of the airplane. The answer is easy: we didn't. If I were giving a young man advice as to how he might succeed in life, I would say to him, pick out a good father and mother and begin life in Ohio. The man who has the largest capacity for work and thought is the man who is bound to succeed. We were lucky enough to grow up in an environment where there was always much encouragement to children to pursue intellectual interests, to investigate whatever aroused curiosity. Learning the secret of flight from a bird was a good deal, like learning the secret of magic from a magician. A sudden change in the direction or speed of the wind causes the bird to turn at once. Our contemplations of flying have always been about being able to fly at will, simply by controlling one's movements. One of the life's greatest regrets is not having the ability to fly on one's own. The longer we worked at aeronautics, the more convinced I became that the only way to fly without a motor was to know in advance the sort of flight a bird makes in the wind. The desire to fly is an idea handed down to us by our ancestors who looked enviously on the birds soaring freely through space, on the infinite highway of the air. The fact that the great scientists of the world would take the trouble to talk to a boy with no special ability, who wanted to know how to make an airplane, was powerfully impressed upon me.